Good evening and welcome to Mystery Card Class. It's September 1st. I can't believe it's the first day of September. Thank you, Joan, for joining me this evening. I hope you've had a chance to gather all your supplies. This is a pretty simple card, but it's just one of those simple things that make card making fun and quick and easy. So anyway, I am going to jump into my clues. Now the first clue I'm doing in two different steps, and the reason that I'm doing two different ways is because some of you have dies and some of you don't. So I'm going to show you both ways, okay? So, hey Jamie, thank you for joining me. All right. So the first clue is to select your die and put it in the center of your cardstock, slightly towards the top, and run it through the stamp, cut, and emboss machine. So I'm going to show you my desk view. So that's, you know, whether you have a square, a hex, a circle, it doesn't matter. So run that through the machine. And if you have, I'm going to switch to B, clue B. If you don't have a die, I want you to take a pencil and mark it up just a little bit, and I will show you how to do that. Just need to move my stamps out of the way. How dare me put stamps in the way. Alright. You're going to mark 3/4 from the left and right, 1 inch down, and then 2.5 inches from that. So I'm just going to quickly show you this if you don't have dies. I'm going to take, I have a mechanical pencil. So this is 4 inches and I want it to be 3/4 in. So I'm going to do it 3/4 from either side. Make sure you don't cut. And I'm just going to lightly color. And then 3/4 from this side. That's so you know that you don't have to have dies to do great card making. And then 1 inch from the top. Doesn't want to come, there it goes. And then 2.5 inches from that would be 2.5 inches for this line. I'm just going to do a line. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the blade on your trimmer, and you're just going to push down from line to line, line to line, line to line. Okay? I'm not going to do that because I want to use the round die. Alright, I'm going to put that away. And I'm going to pull out my big stamp, cut, and emboss machine. Or the Big Boss, as some of you that have been around know it as. I'm going to center this the best I can. Like I said, about 1 inch down. It'll be, not like that. And just quickly run it through. Alright. So now you've seen clue number 1. Now you could use this piece for a whole bunch of other cards, so don't throw this away. Use it for something else. Unfortunately, we're not using it tonight. And something got all over my... Let me see if I can erase it. Ooh, I can. There. Okay. Now we're going to clue number 2. Hey Karen, thank you for joining me. Clue number 2. Place the cut piece of cardstock with the section cut out over the front of the card. Adhere with post-it note, tape, or masking paper. So I'm going to pull this out because as you know, I put blending brushes, so we are going to be using blending brushes. And I have my card front here. Make sure it's open the right way. This is just a little bit bigger, but I think I had you do the exact size. You could do the exact size or just a bit smaller. And I'm going to take my masking, so this is what I'm using. Removable label tape. I think it's 2 inches wide. Yeah, 2 inches wide. And I'm just going to secure the top down so that none of this moves. As you can see, I made cards with this. I did up a couple samples. I'll show them to you in a bit. And you can do this with post-it notes. Now, you don't need to adhere it down, but I find that if I don't, I'll end up catching an edge, or it'll move, or whatever. So I'm going to use my ink. Oh, I gotta go, sorry. Clue number 3. Using a blending brush or sponge dauber. Hi Jamie. Where did I get the tape from? I got it on Amazon. And they have all different widths. And the reason that I really like it is because the masking paper from Stampin' Up! Works great, but it's a little extra sticky, and I don't like taking the edges off. So, you know, sometimes it pulls the paper up just a little bit. Okay, so use a blending brush or sponge dauber, add ink and around the cutout. Now you can use 2 different colors if you want. As you can see here, I did one with these 3 different colors. I did another one with those different colors. This I'm just going to do solid, but you can do as you want. And for those of you that haven't really used blending brushes, I tend to tap the corners to pick up ink, because when we have a stamp, the first thing we do is go in the middle, and that's where the ink tends to get picked up the most. So when I do it, I just add a little. You can see I use these all the time, and from the corners, and I just want to have a little bit around the outside of the circle and the rest in the circle. And if you don't want it too heavy, just kind of do a little on the side. I hope you guys had a good weekend. I had an extremely busy weekend, but I'm returning from a fabulous trip. I went to visit my friend Karen in Indianapolis, and my husband visited with cousins. We saw Niagara Falls, a couple museums, went out to eat a lot. I went to a couple wineries. It was wonderful. Perfect tip with, yeah, I do, because, you know, see, now you can see that the ink is starting to come up from the corner, but you know, even when we re-ink, we tend to put it right in the middle, so that's why I did that. And you can make this as dark or as light as you want, and try not to get too much outside the circle. I mean, I do want some, and I'll show you after we're done why. A little more in the center, and you can have it as splotchy or unsplotchy as you want. Remember, this is your creation, putting yourself into it. Alright, I think that's all I'm going to add. Hope you've had a chance to do yours. Alright, clue number 4. Remove top piece and set aside. So I tend to save these. These stick for, this is the 5th card I'd made with this. 5th, 4th. And I just save these pieces because, hey, why not? I'm just going to stick those aside. So I'm going to take this piece and stick it aside, and we're going to use it for something else. Whoops. Might help if you can see me. So I took this off. I'm sticking it aside. Okay. So I just put this flat mat down in case I needed it. Sometimes I'm messier than others. Okay. Clue number 5. Stamp larger image in Memento over inked area and beyond. So I'm going to use, I have the Thoughtful Wishes out, and I want to use this stamp. I'm going to get a block out. And put it on. And I have my Memento ink. What piece? Oh, this piece that was on top, that's what I'm sticking aside. And I'm going to ink this up. Get it good and inky. And then I'm going to stamp it in the in my shaped, stamped, blended, stamped section and beyond, like that. And I'm going to quickly clean, otherwise that black ink will end up all over me. Wash and dry. Alright, clue number 6. Stamp sentiment on card front. So I'm going to pull a sentiment. I'm going to do You Make My Life Better. Get out a block. Stick it. Now I tend to stick, when I'm doing some wording, I tend to stick at an angle to my block, and the reason that I do that is because when it's even like this, you're covering. But if I have it at an angle like so, I tend to hold it different and I can see it. So that's why I do it at an angle. So I'm going to ink up and stamp. Whoops. Might help if you see me, right? Yeah. So as I was showing you that you didn't see, I tend to have this at an angle, and the reason is because I can see it. And whoops, I'm going to quick wash this, because I'll get black all over me. Wash and dry. If I have it straight, like so, when I stamp, see, I'm covering that, and you're not seeing everywhere that you're stamping. So that's why I do it at an angle, because then I hold it different, and I can see everything. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see, clue number 7. Embellish if desired. I'm going to put these fine shimmer gems on the front. Let's see what color do I want. I'm going to use these. So embellish it however you want. So that's our card. But wait, there's more. Excuse me. Remember this piece here? I know you're done with your card, but I'm going to show you a little extra. I have another card front here. And I'm going to take my Memento ink, stamp, or ink it up. I'm going to put this in the same spot. And then I'm going to take the front and stamp that sentiment that we just did right here. Okay. And then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to add dimensionals. Now I'm at the tail end here, so I'm going to cut this up. Thank you, everybody. I hope you like it. You know, it's a plain card, but it's quick and easy for whenever you need a card. So I'm just cutting these up to use them up. Do you guys do that too? Alright, a few more. Now I like to make sure that this here won't sink on me. The outside. Now remember, no one's going to look at how ratty your dimensionals are. They're just going to say, ooh, isn't that pretty? Alright. I'm going to take these backs off. I suppose if I was really smart, I would have come up with a third card to use the circle that we cut out. But I didn't. Do you guys have the backs of these dimensionals everywhere through your house? Alright, now I'm going to center this as best I can. And then embellish. Pull out my fine shimmer gems again. Put them down. And voila, 2 cards, 2 for the price of 1. Ta-da! Alright, now I'll show you the other ones that I did. Here's the square, and here's its mate. And then I did this one with the locomotive and its mate. And then the other one I did, so that one's variegated, and this one's also variegated. And there's its mate. So, anyway, I hope you learned something. I'd love to see the cards that you've made. I'm going to post these on my Facebook page. Please add your cards in the comments because I love seeing them. I really do. So, as most of you know, coming September 4th, the mini catalog, Stampin' Up's mini catalog, September to December 2024, is coming on the 4th. In addition, Stampin' Up is also releasing a scrapbooking brochure for those of you that love to scrapbook. I scrapbooked years and years ago. That's how I got into Stampin' Up. And I've just recently started up again with the products that they've been putting out, so I'm really excited for this brochure. I hope you are too. And also, before you go away, 4 other fellow demonstrators, including Karen Oster, that's on right now. We're doing a stamp camp. I have information on my website and registration. We're going to be doing 10 cards and giving out some prizes. We'll do live demos on a special Facebook page. I hope some of you will be able to join us. That would be a lot of fun. All right. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. And remember to post your cards. And until then, happy stamping.